Welcome to this week's episode of Bon Appetit, where we make all of your dreams in the kitchen come true. Today's recipe is something that you can use to feed a lot of people or make a little bit and only feed a few people. But we're going to make a lot. So it's called family potatoes, it's called gathering potatoes, it's called sharing potatoes. So let's make some potatoes. If you look down here, I have six to eight shredded Yukon Gold potatoes. I want to use fresh potatoes for this recipe and see what we get. I have about 7 ounces of shredded Parmesan. I have 4 medium chopped portobello mushrooms, fresh ground salt and pepper, paprika, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, 2 large chopped green onions, 4 large stalks of rosemary from our garden. This is a large recipe, so I'm using 5 cloves of garlic diced up like that. And last but not least, a cup of milk. So the first thing we're going to do is with our shredded potatoes, and I shredded these and they were really wet, so I squeezed some of the moisture out of them. I went through 1 cycle of that. If you want to, you can put them in a colander over the sink. I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I'm going to put down a layer of potatoes, set it and forget it. Come over here. Oh, hey Carrie. What do you call a baby potato?
No idea.
Small fry.
Ah, that's cute.
Pour this milk back into the soup can, just to get a little bit more of that residual soup off the side. And here goes all of our mushrooms, all of our green onions, fold this in until that soup breaks up. It shouldn't be really soupy. It's going to be, but it is going to be creamy. And for the expert pro tip, I just went with milk because I don't mind, but to add another layer of flavor to this dish, a lot of people would use sour cream. But I don't want the sour creaminess to overtake the earthiness of the mushrooms. We're doing these flavors on purpose. The Parmesan and the rosemary, we've all chosen those flavors very deliberately. I forgot the paprika, so let's throw about just a layer, maybe a full teaspoon perhaps. Now, I'm going to pour about half of this mixture over our 1 layer of potatoes. Half of your milk mix and then half of your Parmesan. So what this will do, so you can't tell, we're going to do another layer.
Lasagna.
Yes, it's going to casserole like a lasagna. We're going to have very specific layers. We're going to have a nice cheesy layer in the center so nobody misses out. Nobody gets no cheesy bite left behind. Then the rest of our potatoes. Hey Carrie. What is a potato's favorite song at the Halloween party?
I don't know.
The Monster Mash.
No.
The Monster Mash. Yeah, I hear it was a graveyard smash. Sorry you have to see this, folks, but honestly, you never know where you're going until you get there. Alright, and the rest of our Parmesan cheese. We just want a nice, adequate, equitable distribution. Alright, we've got our oven preheated to 350 degrees. I'm going to put this thing in for 45 or 50 minutes. Hey, Carrie. What do you call potatoes that only have right angles?
No idea.
Square roots.
Ah, clever.
Okay. So we've got our finished product fresh out of the oven here. While it was still hot, I gave it a sprinkling of paprika for color, just for presentation. And so let's dig in. See what we have done. I'm going to go around the edges here. You'll see how you got this nice crispy on the edge, and that's my favorite part. So, Karen, I'm going to fight you for the edges of this casserole. Let's see, it's got it's nice and firm. You can tell by the texture that everything's fully cooked. Very hot. And you can see the two layers. How you got this nice melty creamy Parmesan and the crispy Parmesan on top. So if you don't mind, allow me. It's really flavorful. It has a lot of mushroom flavor that I'm intrigued in. The longer this sits, the better it gets. But this is ready to serve, and we're hungry, so we're gonna call it on this one. Try this at home. You can feel free to make any modifications you like. Add some diced ham, crumbly bacon, whatever you got in mind, chunky chicken. Thank you for joining us this week on Bon Appetit. I highly recommend you try this at home. Good luck and God bless. Did you hear that? It's footsteps. We didn't know we were pregnant, but we've been presented with a fur baby, and that is the pitter patter of little kitty feet. Anyway, welcome to this week's episode of
Kitty.
Cheese Socialism. Cheese Social Marxism. And then we'll check. I'm going to put this in. Our oven's preheated to 350 degrees. I'm going to pop this in for about 50 minutes, and we'll talk to you soon. I gotta tell you, nothing makes you hungrier than your entire house smelling like a casserole.